Hey Pam, so I'm going to do my analysis on the practice video through video because I think it's easier to show you some of this stuff, and really because time constraints, I'm going to do a video instead of paper. So my source I used, and I'll give you all the links to the various videos. My source I used a video that was a job coach talking about how to approach interviews. And I thought that was a really good source because they're talking about ways to act when you're in interviews, but it was also a lot of interactive dialogue between the host of this online web show and this job and life coach who was talking about videos. So I thought that that would really replicate a lot of what was going on in the employer panel. Um, let's see. So quick two things that I think I did well was at 40 seconds into the video, the source is talking about how you should smile when you come into an interview, and if you're relaxed, then they'll be relaxed, and you can look at it for yourself, but I kind of did something like, I really like my use of space there, and how to kind of role shift and show, you know, that me and the employer who would ideally be hiring, we're both comfortable. I thought it was overall a very successful interview from, or successful clip. From 3 minutes and 20 seconds to 3 minutes and 35 seconds, there's another portion talking about bringing up salary or not in an interview and how much you want to get paid. And they're talking about a bunch of different websites, and I set up, and then I went and I explained the website. So www.salary monster, and then showed there's actually a list on the screen during that time that showed a couple different websites. I thought that that was good, and it was clear on where to find information on where to find information on salaries and amount. So those are two things that when I watched it with sound off, I really felt that the cohesion was there and it went really well. Two things I'd like to improve on. Just a quick one, when they're talking about the question of maybe they're saying that you're overqualified, I went right to fingerspelling overqualified. If I had to do it again, I would do and that was also during a role shift, so it was, that's something that I think I would have liked to stay a little bit more ASL and continue on with the role shift. Now, going on to my second thing that I would like to improve on. At about 2 minutes and 30 seconds is a good example of this, but it's really consistent throughout my video, and it's a struggle that I realized is really going to be present in the employer panel. When they're talking about interviews, what was happening a lot was I was role shifting between the two people who were talking on the screen, but then the people in the screen talking about the interviews, they would use the English language and they would role shift into an interview. So the question of I'm overqualified. So it would the person asking the question, the interviewee, they just went right to a role shift as if they're in the interview. So that was something that was really hard for me to really process, and I tried role shifting, and I really didn't think that it was consistent throughout the video, and when I was watching with the sound off, it really was pretty confusing, and seeing as how interview do's and don'ts is something that will be covered in the employer panel, and there's so many people, I really decided that what I need to do is set it up beforehand. So say, and then continue on with the and I think by setting it up, even though it doesn't feel as ASL, it's not the role shift that I thought would be appropriate for this. I think it's within my skill limit. I think that that's the best way to keep it clear, because unless I'm moving around and giving a presentation, I can set the interview up here, and I can set up talking about the interview over here. I really don't see another good way to do it. So I think that I would be going through and doing things that, or I think it would be inconsistent and unclear. So I think when I do it in the panel and that happens, I'm going to set up before I start the interpretation and actually say, and then once you set up the setting of it, you can role shift between the two people. I think that would make it much more clear. Thank